Hi, my name is Matt. Welcome to Unbearable 73. Time to talk about episode 2 of Bleach, the Thousand Year Blood War, Foundation Stones. I just recorded this whole episode and had the microphone nowhere near my face, so you couldn't hear me. I was reviewing for myself that time. This episode picks up shortly after the end of the last episode. Given the time span specified in the arc, I suspect this will usually be the case, though I also suspect there will be ample use of anime time, where sometimes several episodes that reach 22 minutes long take only 1 minute or less in the story. Remember that famous Goku Frieza fight that was I think the planet was going to explode in 5 minutes, but Goku and Frieza fought for 10 episodes, you know. So we've largely established our plot. Yawik, the Quincy King, has awoken in return from wherever with a new army of Quincy, the Wandenreich. There is honestly, however, never a concrete answer as to how he was able to raise such an army of relatively powerful beings in secret for 1,000 years. We know this because the Soul Reapers have been persecuting the Quincy since they originally wiped them out 1,000 years ago. The reason I say this is because we again, another reason I should say, I know it sounds redundant or whatever, because Ichigo and Ishida both come from Quincy families. In fact, Ichigo's mother, Kurosaki Masaki, was the last pure Ikki Quincy and was raised by Ishida Ryukin, Uyu's father, with the intent of marrying her into his line to produce a pure-blooded Quincy, to keep the family going, so to speak. I know that there are a lot of explanations for this backstory, which people have pieced together over the years, including elements of the manga with comments from Kubo and so on. I would just rather prefer the story, including the actual backstory, be told directly in Bleach or in side novels or manga. It's got to be pointed out that Yawik awoke 7 or 9 years after Kurosaki Masaki's death, yet the loss of our Quincy powers attributed to Yawik stealing them. And that the takeaway from this short point, Yawik can steal or remove all Quincy powers. That's one of my largest complaints with this whole 1,000-year Blood War, or for that matter, say over in Naruto, characters like Momoshiki and Ishiki. The overriding elements that dictate the plot's ability of Yawik is the ability of Yawik to absorb or reclaim Quincy power, and the ability the Quincy gain to absorb the Bankai of the Shinigami. I've come to hate absorption and negation powers. It's a cheap way for a writer to negate an ability of the hero, which the writer has previously given him. I mean, think about it. They're so bad that in Boruto, it's literally, other than Kurama dying and Naruto and Sasuke being just nerfed for no in-story reason, just nerfed for the hell of it. What do you call it? Momoshiki comes along and has a super Rinnegan in his hand that automatically negates all ninjutsu. Okay, even even the Rinnegan one possessed by Kaguya, okay, and Nagato had to be used actively to do that, right? But as long as Momoshiki's magic hand was there, it's just no use of the ninjutsu. Can't hit him in the leg with ninjutsu. His hand will absorb it. Can't hit him in the back with ninjutsu. His hand. Wait. We have another workaround. It can only absorb what it can see. But we've established the Rinnegan can see chakra, yet it can't see. Again, it's just a lot of stupidity. Okay, just a lot of it. And even later in Naruto, when they're fighting Ishiki and Sasuke is using his Rinnegan ability against Ishiki complains about how hacks and annoying the Rinnegan's absorption abilities are. And that's my feeling on this. These negation and or absorption abilities should be rare. Like if Yawik had the one he did to absorb the Quincy powers, that should have been it. Should have been his power and only affects the Quincy. But instead we got the Bankai absorption powers, which basically silent all the established characters. I mean, at the end of this fight, I wanted to see Old Man Genocide lose to Yawik, right? Then I want to see at the end, Old Man Genocide with Ichigo and Urahara, and throw Aizen in like they're going to do. Have them four combine their powers to take out Yawik. That would have been cool. Instead, we got what we got, you know. So, on to the next bit though, which is more about Yawik. They do establish that his character and power. They do. Let me put it this way. They establish Yawik's character and nature of the audience very well. The guy's a total crap bag. It's only going to get. It won't seem. It's at first, to those who've never read the manga, you're going to see the hollows and think, oh, he's just doing it to the hollows because they're the monsters or whatever, right? I'll have more point on that later. But he does it to everyone eventually. Okay, Yahweh has one goal, and only one goal, and we want everyone in his path to do it, okay? The execution of the two Rancor members of the Wanderreich, especially the one who did what he was supposed to, how he hold up ago, was not that shocking. Given a long build up to the Quincy, and Yahweh, Yahweh was not ever presented in a flattering light, nor with a Quincy. Okay. They also established Yahweh's power very well during the flashbacks to when he led the Wanderreich into Hueco Mundo. The animation music was well done and showed how devastating and powerful he was. I love that shot of him hovering over the battlefield and facing his Halibel with the lightning bolts flashing, his hands aglow. I love that. I love that whole sequence there. I really wish they would have showed that. Instead of just in flashback. Now the return of Elle, to move on, was awesome. Nell is a character that you kind of loved or you hated, and I loved her. Back when Bleach began, we pretty much gave an idea that the Hollows were all vampiric shitbags. We learned more over time, though. Things in Hueco Mundo were less clear. As I said, it was part of the cycle of reincarnation. And had the leader of Hueco Mundo been a better being and not been Baragon, things could have been less savage. Nell is a reminder to always examine any conclusion you form when presented with new evidence. I guess I'm saying a lot. Ultimately, this is a transitional episode. It's more about putting pieces into place and getting the plot developed rather than have any significant plot evolution occur. I don't know how many episodes they're planning for this season, but most previous Bleach seasons have been between 20 and 30. If that's the case, I expect at least 7 out of the next 15 episodes to be like this one. I'm going to rate this one an 8 out of 10, especially for the Yahweh establishment moments, and of course the return of Nell. Thanks for watching my video. Smash the like button if you liked it. Hit dislike if you didn't. Comment down below if you have questions for me about this video. Please share the video if you found it worthwhile. I'm Matt. This has been another episode of Unbearable 73. Have a nice day. I am out of here.